What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Reject Bean Podcast. Hey, how's everybody doing today? My name is Greg, and I'm joined here once again by my lovely wife, Melissa. Holla at them.
Hi, everyone.
And today we have a very special guest. We're back here in the little calendar room with none other than Moises and Brenda from Fire Lane Podcast. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Hello.
Yeah, we're here.
Dude, you have your intro down to a science.
Right?
You sounded like a Mexican announcer. Like, welcome to the...
Like my eyes glaze over and I just like go get into a trance. I don't even feel it anymore. It's good, man.
Yeah,
you guys just got back from a trip, right? How was that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Came back from
Where'd you guys go? Baltimore? Okay. I've been there like once, like passing by when I was in the Air Force. Yeah, no, literally we were there for like a night. I think we went to Dave & Buster's and then... No, it wasn't Dave & Buster's. It was Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Oh, okay.
And then we took off.
Cool.
I wasn't there.
It was really nice. It's really like pretty over there.
Was this pre-Melissa or after or during Melissa?
During Melissa.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're still together.
What's the
That's
opposite?
what I'm saying,
Isn't there like a term for it? Like there's pre and there's post.
But
well, like post would mean like after.
Okay,
But
but
there's
then what's
no
during?
after.
Yeah, there's no after. You're during.
Is
right
there
now.
a during?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Do you know, Brenda?
Current, I guess.
Yeah, current Melissa.
Current.
It was during Melissa, as they say.
During the Melissa era.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
he was deployed and he was coming back home.
Yes, that is correct.
And you
Yeah,
went to
it's
Dave &
beautiful.
Buster's.
So like a politician.
No,
like,
he
you know.
said
Politician.
Wild Wings or something.
Oh, Wild Wings.
Yeah, it was.
Where did you get
something.
that?
Huh? I don't know. We
I did confuse.
ate wings.
And Dave & Buster's or Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's still two different things. I didn't play arcade games, so I'm thinking it was Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
Anywho, well, thanks for having us, guys. It's like a
What do you
big
mean you're
setup.
having us?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, thanks for having us in your home.
Oh, okay.
Because we're homeless. I think whoever listens to it, like people who don't know us, they probably think we're homeless because we're always shooting in different places. This is an on the go podcast.
It's a mobile.
Exactly. You invested everything into this podcast.
Yeah.
You sold your home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had to put my home as collateral for this little recorder right here.
Well, it's not even your home. Your dad's home. You have to put your dad's home.
Wow, you just have to. Wow, so she has to call me out on everything.
Get it right.
Get it right, exactly. No, but yeah, it's cool to be back here. I like your guys' little. Every time that you guys are, I listen to your podcast, I just imagine you guys sitting here. By the way, I was wondering, are you sitting across from each other? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I knew it. I was like, I could tell. I think they're across from each other. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Because then we can look at each other.
Who sits over here? You?
Me.
Oh, see, I knew it.
Okay.
I'm weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy a little bit.
I wonder how you drew it out. Like, I wonder how they sit.
Yeah, can you describe it for
Where's
me?
the laptop?
Yeah, where would you be? Right here? I'm weird. I'm sorry, guys. We got the attention of the audience already. They were like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
these guys are going."
Right.
These guys
Now
are...
when we record, I'm gonna be thinking like, is Greg gonna be? I'm gonna sit in different places.
Yeah.
Can he notice I am sitting somewhere else?
I'll feel like a shiver, like, oh, Brenda's sitting where I was sitting.
They didn't record in their
Sit
room
over
today.
there. Just kidding.
What is down so far away?
What?
What? Oh.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyway,
Communism.
we do have a topic in mind. I did have a topic in mind, and I told you it was relating to another. You guys were talking about depression.
Yeah.
Was 3 weeks ago. We're supposed to record this last week, but we kind of forgot. Yeah, so stuff happened.
Yeah.
But
Aw.
yeah,
That's
okay.
completely our fault.
No, it's okay.
I do our schedule.
Yes, it
so,
is. Actually, I'm just kidding.
So, like, if you talk to him, I do our schedule. So,
Okay.
I know everything that's going
She's a
on.
manager.
So never talk to him. Talk to her.
No, when it comes to scheduling, yeah, talk to me because we have so much going on that we're like, I was like, babe, we're leaving. Like, we're not even in town.
Right. No, it's all good. I mean, I wasn't looking up forward to it or anything. I don't know if you guys saw that Instagram post where I was like, yeah, we're just not going to post anything.
Right.
Everybody's bailing on us. Because we had 2 guests lined up and then we went from 2 to none. Like in a second. Yeah,
Should have pretended to be someone.
What? I just have somebody on, like, make a different voice. Like, today we have Pancho Villa.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Pancho Villa.
Isn't that what you used to
Mr.
do with
Pancho
your reject bean? With your reject bean videos?
Oh, with Benito?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
They're not supposed to know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, babe.
Yeah. Actually, I just recorded a video regarding that. But anyway, we're getting off topic.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So yeah, you guys made that video about depression, and here's the thing: when I was listening to it, the only thing I could think was like, I wish I was there. Yeah. To like talk to, because it's such a big topic. We could talk about that like all day, and like I'm always like I'm always thinking, like I'm always overthinking something. So when you guys would talk about something, I'm like, oh, but can you elaborate like on this part? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I just really wanted to be in the conversation. So I'm gonna insert myself into that conversation that you guys talked about.
Are you gonna leave like a preview? Here's a preview.
No.
Dang it.
I am not gonna.
Trying to plug.
Yeah, well, we'll plug you.
Well, no, like definitely, the people, if they
go check it out.
No, you should check out.
No, I'll leave it in the description. Yeah, so you guys can see what I'm talking about for sure. For sure. And like, I want to make it clear. I don't want it like to be like contentious or anything. I don't want it to be like, why did you say this type thing? I just have this really stupid mind that as soon as somebody says something, I'm already thinking about something else. Like, but what do you think about this? So that's all it is, okay? I don't want it to be like you guys have to defend what you were saying. Like, I just want to talk to you guys about
Put up a front.
Is that cool? Yeah, exactly. All right, cool.
There's a reason why there's a table between us.
Right? Because then you come up here.
He's going to jump over the table.
How dare you? Okay. Anyway, so what were we going to say?
You're the one who
I like to put her on the spot. You looking at the calendar over there?
Yeah, my little calendar.
Damn, dude, you got a lot of stuff over there. Look at all those. Whoa. No, I meant in the calendar. Look at all the stuff you got going.
Those are called dates.
Damn, dude. Those are called dates. Those are numbers.
In April.
2019. I like the beach scene. Yeah. We're never going to talk about depression, by the way. We're just going to talk about everything in the room.
Everything but depression.
No. Well, I don't know if you guys want to just, for people who haven't listened to it, I don't know if you guys wanted to give, like, what would be, if you guys had to sum it up, like, what would be the main idea that you guys were trying to get across with that podcast?
Just that thinking positive. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say, like, we never, just our whole goal when we do our podcast is not to make people feel bad in any way. It's just to make people think differently, because our society thinks negative all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, I was listening to Kevin Hart the other day, and he was saying like everything is negative. Like, people are attracted to the negative news, to the negative talks. So when we record, our whole thing is like, you know what? People need to start switching that and thinking differently, because all we think about is negative and negative. So that's one of our biggest goals when we do our podcast.
Yeah, so our whole goal with that depression topic was, just to give someone who's going through that or thinks he might be going through that or whatever. There I go again with my whatever. That there's the where you can start to recover is by thinking positive. Because once you reach the bottom, whatever you think the bottom is, the only way is up. Right. But you have to start thinking positive to be on that road up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Or whatever.
Or whatever. You said something. Here we go. You said this at this time. No, because you there was a part where you I think you mentioned you said that you said depression was a choice or whatever. So like I was what? No, you did say that. No, you didn't say whatever. Maybe you did. I don't know.
Probably.
It makes sense if you did. I think depression is a choice or whatever. Do you think that there are people though who are like predisposition for that type of stuff? Like, do you think there's like people who are born with like maybe like some chemical imbalance in their brain or something like that would make them more prone to like feel that type of stuff?
Maybe, but at the same time, I've seen so many examples where people come across like they're born with deficiencies or they're born special, missing limbs or whatever. There you go again. But I've seen so many examples where people still live that way. Yeah. And they go through those stages of what you expect, people looking at them funny, making fun of them, and them seeing that and they thinking, oh, well, I'm worthless or stuff like that. And they turn it around and like, hey, well, this is how I am. This is how I'm going to be. I can either choose to let these people affect me and talk about me in a negative way. I can choose to follow that and acknowledge that and be depressed of who I am. Or I can choose to, okay, I'm here. Now, what can I do to be happy? You know what I mean?
Right. Do you perceive it as like, I can't really talk about depression too much, like as far as experience goes. I do have anxiety, but I can't really talk about depression because I think, well, according to my therapist, she thinks that I was depressed like a long time ago. So I was like a little kid. So I don't even think it's, you ask a little kid to describe their feelings, they're not going to be able to tell you. So I can't even go there. But like, if it's anything like anxiety, like for me, I perceive it as like, I think some people think it's like, you go from, like, you're at 0, right? And then you feel it creeping up, and you're like, oh, like, I gotta calm down. But, like, I think from my experience, it's more like you start at 100. Like, you're already there.
Yeah.
And then you have to bring yourself down slowly. Like, do you think, I don't know, I will get your opinion. Do you think it's something like that? Or do you think it's like you can actually control it? Like, it's coming up, and you can be like, okay, you know what? I think positive, and then like, bring it back. That's how you think it is?
Yeah, 100%. Because we've gone through that with our personal stuff. Like going through, for example, us losing one of our twins because Emma was supposed to be a twin. Losing one of them, like we talked about in the podcast. That's something that hit us hard, but we had to move forward because we can't dwell on that moment.
True.
Because it happened. There's nothing we can do about it. Now we have to find a way to move on and still be happy. And one thing that I told her is that, okay, well, now we can provide Emma with the best life. So that way, that baby can live through her in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also think that it, like, as much as energy that you're putting into depressing yourself or whatever it is, you can use that energy and change it. And it takes a lot of commitment. Like, I can tell you that. Right. It's not a thing that you're just like, okay, today I'm going to be super positive, like, all day. And no, like, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of energy. But it does take the same amount of energy that you're already using for the negative stuff and, you know, depression and all that. So, I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, it's like any other discipline, right? I mean, that you already have, like, those neural pathways that are telling you, like, kind of, like, you know, a situation happens and you're already filtering through those, like, I know this, you know, your brain's like, I got this, like, we're gonna go ahead and go right to the worst case scenario, right? And so you kind of have to do that. I do believe that. I think it's actually endearing that what you guys are doing, that you guys talk about, like, it's not gonna be easy, because it's not.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
we're still working on it.
Yeah,
big time. There's times when I'm not gonna say him because it's all me. Like, I'm like, like, okay. And then I look at them, I'm like, okay, stop. Because if you think about it, we have children and we deal with so much negative stuff out there that you bring that energy to your home and you start, you know, giving that energy to your family. Yeah. So that, I think, like, as soon as you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, like, you have to take a minute and start thinking about what's going on, because it's hard. It's really hard. Nobody said it was going to be simple, but if you do want to make the switch, you know, there's people out there that will help. What?
Because you said make the switch, and I'm like, switch to cricket. Sorry, it's commercial.
They're trying to be...
I know, I'm so sorry.
No, you're
serious.
You see how my brain works?
Podcast, Craig.
You see how my brain works?
Okay.
We do the same.
Get out.
Yeah, we do the same.
Oh yeah. What do you think, baby? You talking about something? No? You got anything to add to that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's different forms of depression. You know, there's some where you do actually need to go talk to somebody because, you know, your mind just does not let you do anything. You know, you isolate yourself from everybody, and even thinking positive sometimes won't help that. So, I mean, you know, I get, you know, in a sense where you're like, when you're on the verge of starting to get to being depressed, you know, to start trying to think a little bit more positive about things and, you know, think about your life differently than what, you know, how you perceive it as yourself. And I get that, you know, I just, I mean, there's just so many different types of...
Yeah. And that's why also, sorry.
No, you're okay.
That's why we also in that podcast said, like, you need that other person because you cannot do it by yourself. You can't at all. Like, there's no way. Because once you, like, start thinking a certain way, sometimes you can't get out of it. And you need that other person. And that's why we said, if you have, like, husband, wife, sister, brother, I mean, a therapist, if it's someone that you feel like you're more comfortable with, then... yeah, you need that other person because you can't do it alone.
Yeah, you need someone to check you.
Right.
You need someone to be there.
Well, yeah, because I think and I like that you guys acknowledge that because like I think we're very easily like persuaded. Like I think as human beings, like I mean, trust me, I do magic. It's really easy to trick someone, and I think it's really easy to trick yourself. So
especially if you're fitting into what they agree with or their point of view. Yeah,
well, because everybody creates these narratives. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's. I was reading. I don't know if you guys know who Darren Brown is. He's like really like famous like illusionist from United Kingdom. But he has a book called Happy, and he talks a lot about that, like our perception of happiness, like the psychology behind it. And he talks a lot. Like,
well, you did a paper on that, no? Like
a paper.
For school, like a presentation about negative.
Oh
thoughts.
yeah. Well, yeah, like. That was more like a simplified version. It was more like I said before, like any bad habit, that's what it is. So you're creating like this bridge. Yeah. Like your mind is lazy. It doesn't want to work too hard. So it's like, oh, we've done this before, so we're just gonna go ahead and make it a little bit easier for you next time. Yeah. And then next time it's even easier, and like, so that's how bad habits are created. But Darren Brown talks about like we create these narratives, and that's how we kind of interact with each other. It's like the story that you're going to tell yourself later. Yeah. Even about this conversation, you know what I'm saying? Everybody right now is remembering it just a little bit differently. And then when we go back 2 years from now, when we retell the story, it's not going to be the same, or it's going to make you feel different than it made Brenda or Melissa feel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I saw a video of like that one. Like it was this magician who did this. He was doing a trick, but in the background someone was, I guess, acting as a thief. Okay. And he was gonna rob someone, and so everyone was in focus on the magic trick. Right. And then this happened. Yeah. And all that stuff, and then they interviewed all the viewers, the public, and it was so different.
Yeah. Like how many people noticed this or whatever.
Yeah, like he was wearing brown, but he was wearing black, and
Yeah. Because your mind, I mean, quite literally just makes stuff up. Like it just pits pieces together. Like I think this is what happened. And I think that it is very important, the thing that you guys were talking about, that you have to be at least mindful of it, not just your own mindset, but like even your environment. Like that's a huge thing, Pay attention to this stuff. And that's one thing that I do agree with you, because you guys talk about a lot, like being mindful of what's coming into your brain. Like what are you allowing yourself to surround yourself? You know what I mean? Yeah. That didn't even make any sense. Sorry, that last sentence. But I did want to follow up on that. Speaking of which, because you guys say that you like to like fill your stuff up with like positive things. Do you guys ever worry? Because I worry all the time. Do you guys ever worry that if you only let a certain amount of, or like a certain category of information to come in, like it's gonna create like a bias, like towards everything else? You know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing we do really well on our end, because we didn't start off like, we were not born to be positive. We went through our stuff, and we came to a certain point because we were on the verge of breaking up for good.
We've been there.
Yeah. But yeah, we just came across a different mindset and different group of people who taught us literally like, hey, well, you're here now, you have to find a way to move forward and make it better for you. Yeah, that makes sense. So we've been there where all the negative comes to our mind, and we've also been where only positive comes into our mind. So I think we've found a certain balance where we can take the negative, but if it's not going to be good for us, then we can disregard it and think positive about it. If that makes sense.
Yes.
We filter our lives.
Yeah, we kind of filter in our mind.
Yeah, it's like it. I feel like he said, it's kind of important to also understand a little bit of the negative stuff going in.
Yes.
Yeah. Because our kids are gonna go through it, and how are we gonna help them get better if we don't know it ourselves.
Sure.
But we do our best to filter whatever we don't need. We don't keep it.
Okay. Yeah. Think about it like a glass filled with black tar, and then you just pour purified water in there.
Right.
The more you keep like pouring it in there,
it's gonna dilute it.
Yeah, it's gonna dilute it, and eventually it's gonna be clear. Right. So think about it that way. And when
you love to use metaphors.
Yeah. Think about it this way.
I do too.
Think about it this way. Think of negative stuff out there as trash, and your mind as your room.
Oh yeah, I think you talked about that.
Yeah. And someone coming into your house, you're chilling in your room, and you're doing whatever you're doing in your room.
Sorry, because Brenda's like staring at you like super attentively.
And they come with like 3 bags full of trash and stinky trash, like the wet trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they just
trash water.
They just cut it open and pour it over in your room. What would you do in that scenario?
Get my gun.
Exactly.
Just move out.
That would be
exactly
upset.
That's the same way you gotta be with your mind.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. All right, that's the end of the podcast. No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah, you're right. It's because it's really easy to fall for, I think, anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think you have to be mindful of that.
I believe that we live in a society where people are trying to find themselves,
right? And
they get sucked into whatever they feel. Oh, I'll be accepted here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, that's how culture started.
Exactly. That's one thing that I believe we're going to talk about later. In the 70s, they took God out of church.
Right.
And at the same time in the 70s, that's when all these cults started being built. The Masons, the one that went over in South America,
Jonestown.
There you go. The one where Don't Drink the Kool-Aid came about.
Yeah.
The one that...
Waco.
There you go. Where they killed themselves in California wearing Adidas. That's so funny. Not that they killed themselves, but the fact that they're all wearing Adidas.
I forgot. What about the Rajneeshans from in Oregon? That's a documentary on Netflix. That's a good one.
There's crazy cults out there, dude. Like there's one that's called Children of God. Have you heard about that?
No, sounds like
dude,
a band.
It's horrible. No, it's horrible.
Oh shit!
Like,
sorry,
it's horrible. The way I found out was, ironically, in Netflix, looking into Tony Robbins. He has a Netflix show, and he interviewed this girl who was part of that religion, and that religion convinces or brainwashes you that children, the way you show love to God is by giving up your body to a man. Children, dude, like 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 15-year-old.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Exactly. And we're watching a documentary on Netflix. We couldn't even finish watching it, dude, because they recorded kids like nude, so another man can do their thing, and that's a cult. That's being brainwashed. So we know the
right.
Like people are being convinced to do stuff that they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
So the mind is powerful.
So for sure.
For humans, they just, we have the mindset of just trying to belong.
Yeah.
And trying to fit in and trying to, get into these boxes, and there was also a show that we watched. I don't think it was on Netflix, but where people do things without realizing it. Like if they're doing tests on people that like if they entered a room and then like every time like a bell would ring, people would stand up.
Oh.
And then they would sit down.
Yeah.
And then
mind games, I think it's called. Or something.
Yeah, and then and like people like because they had actors and then they had like regular people come in. So then the regular people would start like, okay, this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
The bell would ring, they'd all stand up and be like, oh well you have to stand up too, like, and they'd be like, why? Like, I don't know. That's what's been happening.
It's the condition, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Last time I went with my mom to do something, and she said everybody was getting in line, and she said, "I think we need to get in line." And then I was like, "Why?"
Why? Yeah, mom
and then
mentality.
She's like, "Everybody's getting in line." And I was like, "I don't do everything that everybody else does."
Right.
And she looks at me, and I'm like,
"There might be giving free stuff."
They weren't. It wasn't that. It was.
They weren't.
But it's true. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, and I think it's very important. It's crucial for you to understand like your own mind very well because, and I'll use this magic analogy again because it's really real. If I can make you believe, even for a second, that I already knew what card you were gonna pick, you know what I'm saying? How can you really trust your judgment at any given time? Like everything, any information that's coming to your brain, how can you really trust it? You know, without kind of vexing it. Is that the word? Yeah, gotta vex it a little bit. So that's why I was asking you that question. Is like, yeah, you guys are talking about this positive attitude and stuff like that. But when you guys get a new piece of information, like, do you guys kind of like, okay, well, is this like applicable to me, or like, do you guys kind of vex it with what you like your morals and all that stuff?
Yeah. So when it comes to that, we use what we call a shopping cart method. Mm-hmm. So when you're going to the store, there's all these products around you, but you're only there to get whatever you want, right? Whatever you need. So that's how we
never get whatever we need. We always get extra stuff.
Especially if you go to Walmart hungry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But when you are disciplined enough to just go get your stuff, the stuff that you need,
right?
You're only there to get your, whatever you need, right?
Right.
You don't get extra stuff unless you're hungry and stuff. But
unless it's food stamps day.
But we use that method with information. Like, okay, this is not going to help me right now, so I'll go ahead and put it in the trash. This will help me, so okay, I'll apply this in our life. So that's how we process information.
Yeah, I think.
So shopping like you're on a budget.
No, but he brought up a good point because like. I think it's everybody likes to say like, well, you got to be open minded, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think you have to add a little dash of realism and realize that not everything is going to benefit you personally. You know, you have to be. I mean, it sounds selfish, but this is what you're doing. You know, not everybody needs to know how to like tie a knot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I need to know how to tie a knot to a sail? I'm not even near water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of the same thing. So not everybody's going to need that information. And I think that's like the only way I think that you and I differ sometimes, like the way you were describing in your podcast. Because like, yeah, I believe in positive attitude, but I always like to add a little dash of realism to it. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's not always like, I'm gonna get this job. I'm gonna build my resume, and I think positive. I'm gonna get this job. For me, it's like I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do what I have to do, and I'm gonna get this job, unless I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to adapt. I know it sounds a little pessimistic, but I think we should really try to perceive things not as we want them to be or we wish they would be, but as they're going to be.
Yeah, and I mean, I went through that with finding a new job. I mean, always think, oh, I'm gonna ace this. They're gonna hire me and stuff, but they don't.
Yeah.
And then we think like, oh, there's a reason why he didn't. Get
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, The Secret, on Netflix.
Is it based on the book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I do have something to say about that, but go ahead.
I've not seen it or read it.
Yeah.
Really
so
cool.
it just talks about whatever you think about and talk about, it's what you attract. And that's what we've been learning with our mentor and stuff, that, you know, whatever you speak is what you'll attract. So, yeah, like, it's going to happen where stuff is not going to go your way. But there's a reason for that.
Right.
You know, and you need to understand that. I mean, we have our beliefs and everything, and we know things happen for a reason. So, like you said, like, yeah, like, I'm going to do my best and everything. But what if you didn't get the job because you're going to get something better? But that job interview prepared you for that better thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, we see everything as stepping stones.
So, like, it's always the way that you think. Because, yeah, you got to be realistic. But understand that you can control your life.
Yeah.
You can't control things that happen to you, but you can control how you feel about them.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's a perfect.
Yeah, it's not about what happens to you.
No, I mean, the universe is completely random.
Yeah. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you react to what happened to you.
It's your actions. Yeah, I get you. I completely agree.
Because I could punch you in the face.
The question is if you can push him back or just be like, okay.
Are you going to step down to my level?
Yes. No shit. I'm going to bite you.
And punch you back.
I'm going to bite you. I read this.
I can see Greg biting you.
Yeah, I would bite, dude. I don't know how to fight.
You know what?
So.
I can tell you an example how I reacted one time in a very positive way.
With the stick.
Cuando me pegó con una varilla.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hit him back. I cried.
Like hard.
But I still love him. See?
true. That's
You know,
true.
I was talking to Melissa about this in the car. Like, I don't think guys can play fight, but girls can't.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't think girls can play fight, dude.
Maybe
I was telling her, like,
some.
we used to... Well, I think it's different with siblings, because Moises and Tony would, like, fight for real. But, like, if me and Moises, like, say, hey, let's wrestle, and we're fighting, like, we're going to get scuffed up. Like, one of us is probably going to get, like, really hurt, but we're not going to get mad about it. But I feel like if you girls went at it, and, like, you scratched her by accident, like, she would take that against you.
Yeah.
We get too emotionally invested.
Yeah.
That's why when girls fight, we do it, mentally, usually.
Yeah, you guys are, like, really, like, mean.
Like we try to, like, fight, like,
psychological.
psychologically and physically sometimes.
Man, I don't like that. Like, you girls can say this, like, one statement.
I don't like your
nails. Just, like, brings you down, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's how
like,
you feel about it.
You guys fight dirty. Like, you guys have, like, a filing cabinet of, like, stuff. Like, oh, I'm going to save this for later. Sorry. We're getting off topic.
Way off topic.
That'll be the next episode.
Cat fight.
Girls versus boys. The boys lose automatically. No.
True.
Yeah.
Especially when you're fighting with girls.
Oh, yeah, no. There's no winning. It's impossible.
I mean, physically, you could beat the crap out of us, but mentally, we will.
For sure.
The mental fight is stronger than the physical fight.
Right? Yeah. Like, make a mind. Actually, that's not inaccurate. That's a negative. No. Well, anyway, sorry. Let me bring it back.
The card too.
I actually read The Secret because my mom bought it and she had it in the bathroom. Not for like that.
For
She just had it. Yeah.
How
so I
long
read
were you
it.
in the
I read.
Yeah,
I was pretty young. Huh?
Something to do, right?
Yeah, it was something to do.
How long were you in the bathroom? So that you read it in the bathroom.
How old was I?
No, how long were you in the bathroom?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like I read it in a day.
Okay. In the sitting?
Every time he
Yeah. Like I got up and I was like, I can't feel my legs. No.
It took like 2 days.
Yeah, I read. I don't want to lie and say I read the whole thing, but I read a lot of it. And like, yeah, it was like mostly about positive attitude. I'm like, it was mostly like, you send positive vibes out and like good things happen to you type thing. And I know for like a week, my mom was like walking around going like, yeah, we won the lottery and everything. And I'm like, why are you just lying? Like, you're just telling lies. But anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Why are you lying?
But one thing that I do want to talk about that is I think, in my opinion, I think it's important to be just careful with that kind of mindset. Like of just like, if I think positive, like good things are going to happen to me. Because I think ultimately you can kind of set yourself up for failure. Because not everybody's going to do it like the way you guys are talking about. Like you guys are talking about like being very conscious and like kind of having this discipline. I think it's very dangerous for somebody to go in and just be like, yeah, everything's resolved, everything's fine. Because when the things go down, maybe that person's going to be even less prepared to bounce back. They're going to be like, what did I do wrong? Because that's kind of what The Secret does. The Secret doesn't really... It's like, if you don't think positive enough, it's your fault. It's on you. It doesn't really take responsibility. So I think it's important to be careful. So.
Yeah.
And that's why we bring it back to that other person, because it's not going to happen all on you and not at once. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of time. I'm telling you from personal experience because it's still taking me time to keep thinking that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, everyone goes through, rough patches. Everyone, has their reasons to, why they don't like something or why, that's certain things bring them down.
Like, what are you doing?
I was like, he's going to kiss her.
She started, like, doing like this. And I'm like,
sorry.
It's okay.
But, everyone has their reasons, everyone's gone through something. But, I don't even know where I was going with that.
Did
because
I distract you?
You
so
pushed
sorry.
my head in and I was
like as we're talking about, everybody has their story to tell, right? Everybody's writing a book right now. Yeah. That's what Kevin Hart said in Joe Rogan.
They're walking their own path.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own path.
Exactly.
And that brings up a good point of, The Secret is only telling you to think positive and that's what you'll get. It doesn't really prepare you for like...
What if you don't?
Yeah. But I think as a society as well, combined, right now we live in a period where since everything is easy access, we expect everything to be perfect.
Right, like instant gratification.
There you go. And if it doesn't, then okay, well, it doesn't work. Let's move on to the next thing. Exactly. So, we have to drill the fact that you need to keep trying, to keep going because it's not going to work out the first time. You have to get better every single time. Think about when you first learned to drive. Mm-hmm. You didn't know how to drive right away. You weren't born with that skill.
Right.
And pretty sure you bumped into stuff. You hit the brakes too hard. And in those moments, you think, oh, I'm never going to drive. But then you keep at it. And you eventually, well, you estás en el freeway. You estás Fast and Furious. So
you're driving on autopilot.
Or like tying your shoe.
There you go. With your knees.
Think about like tying your shoe, man.
Tying your shoe?
Like, I don't even look down anymore. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you
look up?
It's like subconscious almost. Huh?
Yeah, it becomes a...
What are you laughing at?
He said you look up.
Yeah, I refuse to look.
I got it.
That's how you drive.
Yeah, I refuse to look. I don't even look at the road anymore. I just feel it.
That's how I change diapers.
I just feel the tires.
Yeah, you do without looking? And smelling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they smell.
Yeah, and in the secret, it does mention that where people try, and then they reach a breaking point,
mm-hmm.
and when they're about to, like, that's the breaking point where they're gonna be skyrocketing to success.
Mm-hmm.
They see that it's not working, so they're like, okay, they go back down.
Yeah.
They spiral down, and that's something that we want to teach our kids. Like, hey, the first time's not gonna be great, but learn from it and apply what you learn to the next time that you do it.
Yeah, to me, I don't know. Like, to me, it brings a little bit of like kind of relief to know that there's a lot of things that we can't control. I think a lot of people maybe focus on that as like a bad thing, but for me, it's like, well, then I know that there's a lot of things that I can just accept. You know what I mean? Like you know Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
I always talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that quote. He said, "The universe has absolutely no obligation to make sense to you. It doesn't have. It has no obligation. It doesn't care. It doesn't have feelings. I don't know if it does. That'd be crazy. But you know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of things that you know. Like, well, I can't control the weather. I can't control the outcome of a lot of stuff. All I can do is be as prepared as possible, right? And then adapt accordingly. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of brings me a lot of peace. Like sometimes, like I know my daughter's gonna throw a tantrum, but she's gonna calm down eventually. Yeah, and then I could just be like, okay, well, that tantrum's over. Like it's gone.
It's not gonna matter.
Let's go to the next one. You know, or you know, but for real, like, you know, or maybe I'll have 2 days. I'll have 2 days where she doesn't throw a tantrum.
Yeah,
you don't know. Yeah. You don't know.
And yeah, that's how you're supposed to view things. If you can't control them, and just acknowledge you can only control you. You can only control how you react.
Right.
Your attitude towards it and stuff like that. Like the same thing with God. Like, imagine if we were able to understand the universe. Imagine how much more we demanded from it. And the same thing with God. If you were able to understand God, like us as human beings, we would think we were above him if we were to able to understand how he works. Because he will be relatable to us now. But since he's not, that's why we feel him over here.
Yeah, because we
same thing with the universe, because we can relate to it.
Like I kind of abuse it a little bit also.
Okay.
If we understood something,
Yeah, exactly. We would abuse the heck out of it. Okay, I understand you, and now I know how to control you to my favor.
Like, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need you no more.
Be kind of cocky.
There you go. On the link.
Yeah. We'd be like, yo, what up?
Yeah, what up?
I got this, dog.
Yeah. Okay, babe.
Like that, does that make sense?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, let's do the podcast. Just kidding.
There's a lot of endings.
One more thing, right? No, one more thing. I wanted to bring up something. The damn bowl.
Oh.
Let's do it. You want to do it?
Let's bring up the bowl. No, not actually. Not like physically. Not physically.
I can make a bowl. I mean,
she said it like, I got my pottery wheel and everything. I'll make a bowl right now, right in front of you.
I mean, you just need the paper.
Yeah, I get you. We'll put her in the water.
We'll put her in a hat.
No. I wanted to talk about, because I took it, because Moises loves analogies and loves metaphors, but sometimes I take them like actually literally, because, you know, I understand like it's about perspective. I understand. So, by the way, if you guys don't know about the bowl, do you want to explain it real quick? So that way I don't butcher it.
The way we explained it in our podcast, let's say you're going through whatever you're going through in your life and you want to give it up because you don't want to deal with it anymore. And like, say for example, we gather a group of people who are going through adversities in their life, and they want to give up the same thing. Not the same thing, but their issues as well. So they put it in the bowl so someone else can pick it out. Mm-hmm. So what you will find out is that if you do that, you give up your bowl and you grab someone else's. And if it's, of course, if it's worse than yours, then you're gonna want to have your issues back, because it's easier to deal with than whatever was in that bowl.
Yes. Sorry. I'm like a politician. Like, that is correct. No, I'm kidding. No, I completely agree with like the concept of like empathy and perspective, because I think that's something that people need to be more mindful of. Like, you know, we always make it about ourselves or whatever. But is the metaphor only work if you grab something that's worse? Because isn't there a potential you just grab your own back?
Yeah, but I mean...
Or
if you get something that's not as bad. Yeah, like I was telling you, I kind of made that joke in your guys' section.
I think it works both ways.
Okay.
Because then, if it's not as bad, then I guess, of course, yeah, you're going to get it. But then you're going to see someone else get your issue. And you're going to be like, oh,
okay.
Oh my God, they have to deal with my issue. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person.
I'm a horrible person. No, I'm sorry.
Because, yeah, if you get someone, if you get a worse scenario, then of course you're going to feel for that person.
True.
But selfishly, you're not going to want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And at the same time, if someone else gets your issue, and then you get someone like, let's say you're dealing with, you lost your family, and you want to give that up.
And somebody has like a broken leg or something.
Yeah, and then you get broken leg, all right.
I'll trade you.
Yeah, I'll trade you. But then you see that person's family disappear, and you're like, oh, dang, I just gave my issue to someone else.
Right. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Because I was thinking of it more.
And also... that dude already has a broken leg.
Oh, you don't get to lose it?
No, I mean, he already has a broken leg.
Oh, wait, so you keep your one and then you get the other one as well? Or
wait
what?
Oh, wait. Well, he gets his broken leg, but in the cost of losing his family.
Oh, okay, so his leg is healed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was like, wait, did you just say he keeps his broken leg also? Damn, that guy got the crappy end of that deal.
You know, this is our podcast. We cuss on ours.
Yeah, we do cuss a lot. I'm sorry.
No, because you're trying not to. So it's like...
Oh.
Because you guys...
I do it when it's necessary.
House,
I do it when it's necessary.
Está yendo papá Dios.
Yeah, he can't see through ceilings. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke from a show. That's a joke from Malcolm in the Middle. Holla. That's a callback to like an old show. Anyway. Damn it! What was I saying?
Oh yeah, the bull.
Yeah, the bull. So, yeah. See, I automatically went to like a different thing when you were talking about that, because like, I went to like that route. It's like, well, what if I put anxiety and I get a broken leg? I'm definitely gonna get the broken leg. And I was already thinking like, well, I think the metaphor or like that particular perspective only works because of like kind of the selfish nature that we have as people, that we automatically think like if that person's life is worse than mine, then I can feel good about myself. Yeah. And that's how I was like thinking about it, but I didn't even think about like the other side of the coin. It's like, well, what if you were to see somebody and you would empathize for that person? Like, oh man, like, yeah, like you would kind of be like, maybe just for a second I can be like, okay, I'm gonna kind of take mine back. Here you go, and I'm gonna work on my stuff, because obviously you gotta work on yours as well.
Because you were only thinking about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was thinking. Bastard. I was like, yeah, I'm a selfish. I think everyone is.
Yeah, everyone
is selfish, but you just have to learn how to think about others in the end.
Doesn't even matter. Try so hard to lose it all.
I was just in my head.
Quoting Chester Benningfield over here.
Dang.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Moment of silence. I just kidding. Yeah.
But yeah, we love the bold method is just to make you realize, and it goes deeper than that. It goes into like reality shows. Like you see, think of a reality show as a bowl. Like people love reality shows because they like to think, at least my life is not that bad. Like Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
With their hoarder mom.
Right.
Hoarder. No, I just want to
you
make it clear I didn't say
that. No, I'm going to edit it so it's not what you're saying. And then when you said it louder, it's just louder.
People watch that show and think, well, at least my daughter's not like that, or at least my family's not like that.
I get, like people like to watch Hoarders, or they like to watch my 600 pound
exactly,
life.
At least I'm not 600 pounds, I'm 300.
Right. It's a bizarre kind of thing, right? That we kind of respond to that a little bit. Like a car accident and stuff like that. Like you don't, I don't know, it's like weird because you have to kind of detach yourself. Like it's almost like you stop being human for a second, you just become like a pair of eyes. Yeah. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like you kind of like, you're like, well, I don't want anyone to die, but like I just want to see.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, oh my god.
I know it sounds weird, but that's what it is.
Slow down in traffic because you want to see, hey, what happened? I've never seen this before.
Right.
What if someone dies?
Well,
like, oh my god.
Or like,
have you? I see it.
You ever been out with a friend? I'm pretty sure you and I can relate. I don't know if you girls can relate, but like, you see one of your friends get hurt, and like sometimes it happens like in slow motion, and you just keep looking, and then after it's done, you kind of take a moment like, whoa, and then you're like, oh, hey, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, it's weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays with all the fights on YouTube, because people choose to record.
Dude, I watch
instead of like stop it.
I hate watching those videos like on Facebook where people are just recording. I'm just like, dude, do something. Yeah, exactly. Like, put it down. Do something. Oh, yeah, like frustrates me.
We were watching a Netflix show where Slingers are they called? No, not Slingers. I don't know.
Swingers?
No. They're
That's a different show.
They're the people who go out at night and report whatever's going on. Like they record and they sell their content into the media, the news.
Okay.
So their whole living is around negative stuff happening in their living space.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal and was it Nightcrawler?
Yeah, Nightcrawler. That's what they were. That's basically what they were.
So it sucks for those people because they're like hoping something bad happens.
Exactly.
And they say it like we don't want it to happen, but we need it to happen.
Yeah.
And like this dude was on the highway, just on the side of the road because he saw that there was a car with his lights turned off at night. So he's just there waiting for something to happen, for a crash to happen. And it happened. And the car ended up engulfing in flames. And that dude himself had to get out and save whoever was inside that car. Instead of he could have been like, hey, dude, your lights are off. You're in the middle of the highway. You're about to, like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, I thought con la cámara, like, shh. And in the end, he was, like, super traumatized. He had to stop doing it. Like,
he could have prevented that happening to the person and to himself. Because after that, he couldn't do it anymore. He quit because...
I mean, how could you after you let something bad happen?
Yeah, like, he didn't think it through. Like, how is this going to affect me emotionally?
Yeah.
They're just thinking about that payday.
They don't. I mean, that's their job.
If I get a crash, I'll get paid. I'll get the monies.
There was I was watching on Joe Rogan. His name is Ian Grillo or something like that. I can't remember his name, but he was a journalist for the like South American like drug cartel. So that's what he did for like a long time. And he was talking about how like a lot of cameramen would get shot. Yeah. When there's like shootouts and stuff. And he brought up a good point. It's like when you're holding a camera, after a while you forget that you're in there and that you're watching it through a screen. So you kind of forget that you're in that moment and you feel like you're just watching something, like on TV or something. Yeah. And he's like a lot of people would get shot like that because they were just like they're walking with the camera, they're walking into the hellfire, and they're like, oh wow, like they think like the camera's gonna protect them or something, and that's crazy. So I don't know. You never know, man. That's why I think we need to stop a little bit with this, like, I'm going to record everything I see. That's why I don't really post a lot of things on Facebook. That's, like, my opinion, because I feel like I'm not living my life through a screen, you know what I'm saying? Like, people say, how come you don't record it, not doing anything? It's like, because then I feel like I'm missing it. Yeah. You know?
It's okay, because I'm doing it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, you feel like you're not actually there if you're doing this.
Yeah, you're not.
You're kind of detached.
Just yesterday, because... like there's those moments of that you see your family doing stuff and you want everybody to see because you want them to feel or kind of like experience what you're feeling right now. And yesterday they were outside and they were playing and you could just hear how much fun they were having. And I could see them through the window because they were playing soccer and whatever. And I was so tempted to record. But for whatever reason I didn't, and it just felt so much like better to just enjoy it.
That's your memory now.
So like I was like,
why does it have to be everyone else's memory?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like some things are for others and some things are just for me. Yeah. So I can go back and be like, oh, remember?
It felt really good, and I was like, wow, like I've been living like this for so long where I needed to record everything. And like not saying that, but it just happened. Like, and the reason why I didn't record it, it's because like I gave up that for a little bit of time so that I could live life more. Yes. So that's why I didn't record it, and it helped.
I usually sometimes I don't always post everything I record. I'll record it just so I can have it and share that memory with her later. You know?
Yeah.
Because we have like this big terabyte thing, and I like to put pictures and videos in there. And
yeah, we have to embarrass them when they start dating.
Yeah, it just becomes a problem. It just becomes a problem with, like, I have a cousin. I'm not gonna say her name, but she knows who she is. Like, she'll like snap like everything she's doing, like from the moment that she gets out of her house. Yeah, younger than
vlog,
me.
basically, like vlog.
Not even, dude. It's like
vlog through
it's
Snapchat.
not even a vlog. Yeah, it's like I'm walking to my car. I'm in my car. I'm driving to work. I'm getting out of my car. I'm coming into work. I'm in lunch. I'm getting out of work. I'm going to my car again. I'm driving back home. I'm in the house. Like, why? Like, exactly. I feel like you're not living. You're just doing this all the time. Like, you know, like you're looking at everything through like a lens. I can't
stand people who like snap like when they're driving. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, that's not safe, first of all.
Yeah, and we've seen that through YouTube vlogs.
Yeah.
Because I know vlogs are popular now and people are doing them all over the place. But I know there's gonna come a time and place where it's gonna stop being so popular, and those people who are doing those vlogs, they get tired of them really fast. And we've seen it because when it first started, me personally, I saw this couple vlog every single day.
The boyfriend versus girlfriend?
Yeah, that one. And
we talked about that.
And unfortunately, they broke up because all the life was through a camera, and their whole focus that every single day was, what can we do today for our viewers?
Yeah.
What can we vlog today for our viewers? Mm-hmm. So it stopped being about them, and it started being, okay, now let's entertain the world.
Right, like you don't have a real relationship at that point.
Exactly.
It's like,
now we're together because these people love us together. Mm-hmm. And then they came to a point, okay, wait.
Like when the camera's off, we don't have anything.
Exactly. We go to sleep.
And we don't really know each other.
Yeah, and that's why...
Why is that funny?
Who are you?
Stranger.
Oh.
And
I just visualize everything, so
that's okay.
I think that's why we chose podcasting over vlogging or doing YouTube videos, because we knew that if we did YouTube videos, we were not going to be ourselves. We're not going to be genuine. We're going to act for the camera because our viewers can see us, and we didn't want it to be that. We wanted our stuff to be genuine, real, and relatable.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I think you talked about that.
I did.
Doing that too, but you know, I mean, our lives are boring, so nobody would have fun.
You would have to find something to do.
Yeah, no, that's a big reason why I didn't want to do it. I mean, it was already hard enough to come up with something funny for me to do by myself. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, now I gotta drag her into this. Like, this is gonna suck.
Like, what is she gonna do?
But you know, you brought up a good point. I worry so much when I see those videos. Like, I try not to. We took your guys' advice, or what we're talking about. We got like the Disney Now app and stuff for our daughter because she was watching a bunch of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And but we're not talking about that. We're talking about like the actual content. I worry so much about some of the kids that are in those videos.
Oh yeah. Because
first of all, it looks heavily scripted. You could tell that the parents are like, say this, right, or do that, or walk here, or whatever. And I was like, I wonder if these kids even really have like a real childhood. Mm-hmm. Like if they think that this is gonna be life all the time. Like, I'm gonna wake up today and I'm gonna record a video.
Well, it's like thinking of child actors.
Yeah. It's a little bit worse though, no? Because it's like every day.
Yeah, it's content every single day. So,
you know,
and it's by someone who you see as a parent.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Unless your parent is your boss type thing.
Yeah.
I wonder. Bizarre. I wonder if those kids are just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Bro, I bet.
And the parents are like, no, well, come on, we should do this real quick.
Yeah, right now since our kids' generation is going to be, it's very much the first generation that is engulfed with technology.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up in the 90s. Well, you're in the late 80s. Oh. Hey.
Just calling.
Wow. In the 90s, too.
She's still hot mama. But in that generation, we kind of saw a perspective of without technology, and then transitioned
slowly.
To
I mean, because
not slowly. It
was slowly, like, but it was fast.
Yeah.
Once technology came, it's just like
once the 2000s hits with the internet, it skyrocketed. But we saw that transition, and we saw we were able to play outside in the 90s, and now people are choosing to stay inside because of the entertainment they can watch. Yeah. Everything in house.
what's that instant, like we were talking about, it's the instant gratification, you know?
Yeah.
If I want to get entertained, boom, it's right here in my hand.
Yeah.
Right? I want to watch TV, boom. Want to watch video, boom. Want to talk to somebody, boom. You know,
I want food, delivered.
Back then,
boom.
I was telling Melissa,
Groceries.
back then it was crazy. Like, we had caller ID. We had, like, one of those little caller ID boxes. Oh, yeah. But sometimes it wouldn't work. What do you mean? It would just tell you, like, number unavailable or something like that. Yeah, so you wouldn't even know who called you.
Unknown.
Yeah. You have to answer.
Yeah, or, like, or you'd be like, or no, you wouldn't even think about it. Just like, oh, okay, whatever. I missed the call.
Take it back even further, where there was no screen at all.
True.
Your phone just rang, and they're like, "Oh, hello."
Oh, the rotary phones.
Yeah, the rotary phones.
And my mom, I was talking to my mom about that stuff because I was telling her, like, Mom, how crazy was it back then when you guys didn't have cell phones, like for appointments or like for dates or something? And she's like, yeah. I was like, it is true, because back then, you call somebody, like, hey, I'll meet you there at 8. And then, okay, if you're not there at 8, I'm going to go in there without you. like, there's no way. I mean, you get a payphone or something.
You can't wait to text them.
And then you, like, knew everybody's numbers. You had your little black book.
But she was saying nowadays, like, you have everybody here, so it's a lot easier to procrastinate and a lot easier to be like, you know, maybe give me, like, 15 minutes. I'm going to take a dump or something. Whatever, you know, it's easier to keep appointments because you could just easily be like, sorry. You put a little gif of, you know, something
sad face.
Sad face.
And I think that has a lot to do, that everything that's going on has a lot to do with the main topic of this podcast, which is depression. Because
yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Bringing it back.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for us.
Because people didn't, like, I didn't have to, well, kind of, but not really, go through the struggle of dating. But the old school dating where you had to call the house, where you had to ask for a number, write it down, pass each other notes, and be all cutie and stuff.
Check box.
Yeah, and do that little paper thing, like.
Oh yeah, I like those.
The numbers.
A cootie catcher.
Yeah,
a cootie catcher.
That's what they call them in Arthur.
Okay.
Remember Arthur?
Arthur's awesome.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, now kids text. And if they don't get a response, they don't get a response. They're like, oh, she doesn't like me. Yeah.
Because everything's instant, dude.
Back then, you had to wait for a response. Oh, well, she's probably writing back. Like, you couldn't time a response.
Yeah.
You can be like...
Trying to pass notes without the teacher looking.
Our patience is getting so small because everything's getting kind of faster. But think about this. Like, have you ever thought about this? A comedian was saying this before. I can't remember his name, but he says... He says, you know how crazy it is to think that people complain about their Wi-Fi speed, right? Okay, because think about it this perspective. You're complaining, like, this is a signal that's going up into space, right? And then bouncing off and coming all the way back down to Earth. And you're like, why can't this thing be faster? And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's pretty freaking fast to consider that it's going all the way up there and then coming back down here to where you're standing. But it's not fast enough. Isn't that weird?
And then, because kids now didn't grow up with dial-up, dude.
No.
If someone was on the phone and you needed the internet, you had to
hang up.
Yeah, you hung up accidentally. Like, hey, hello. Like, who's using the internet?
You just hear the noise.
Yeah. That's how dubstep got created. That was Grillo.
Oh, really?
Skrillex.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Oh, it's our cat coming in.
Oh, hi. Today's guest.
Our cat.
The cat.
Talking about fast Wi-Fi.
He's like, come on, guys.
Talking about fast Wi-Fi.
You're so...
Because he's like, Wi-Fi isn't working. Why isn't the Wi-Fi working? What's going on? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I just live here.
Right. No, but I mean, I'm a little bit like that too. But like, I think we just kind of remember what it used to be like. So sometimes I kind of catch myself like, what am I complaining about?
Yeah.
Like, do I need my phone right now? Dude, sometimes I'll charge my phone so often. I don't know why. I just do it. Like, I see like 40%. Nope. That's got to be at 90.
Really?
What if? Yeah, I don't know why I do that. I don't know. And sometimes
mine is at 23 right now. That's enough battery.
See, that's
for
a savage move right there. Some people would be like, that is blasphemous. You shouldn't be doing that. But honestly, like, there'd be days where I think one time I left my phone at school. I remember I always think back to that. I left my phone all day. I forgot it, and the whole day I didn't have it. And then finally I came home. I think we went to the store right after or something like that. So I went like basically like 7-8 hours without my phone. And I came back and I'm like, oh, my phone's going to be blowing up.
Okay. Nah,
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I'm like, why was I worried?
Yeah.
What was going to happen? Somebody couldn't reach me? Oh, okay, well, I can just call them back.
Yeah.
If it's that important, they'll come find me. They'll call my mom or something.
They call Melissa.
Yeah, it's just something weird. Like we have like this like really a weird attachment to these little plastic things, man.
You can't live without it.
Yeah.
And that makes me depressed, which is the topic. I'm really bad at.
Let's go without it for a day.
Let's go without it, but then I'll get depressed. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm pretty sure kids nowadays do that. Like, I've seen this video where this girl's parents took away her phone and she called the cops.
What?
Exactly. Because they're stealing from me. Like, dude, they're your parents. They
have every right to do that.
Yeah, they bought, like, yeah, even though you earned it, you're still, like, under their care.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that's ridiculous.
A little bit.
A little bit. Like, remember when we got mad at our parents? I'm leaving the house. And you started packing.
Whose fault do you think that is? 'Cause I know you guys are like really big advocates of like everything. A lot of stuff has to be learned at the home.
Yeah.
Right? And so whose fault do you think that is? Or do you think there's like multiple factors? Like it's not just
it's multiple factors, but mainly it's at home. Like you allowing your kids to get away with certain stuff, that builds up. And they start thinking, oh, well, if I can get away with this, then I'll get away with this other thing. And then, oh, if I got away with that, da-da-da-da-da. So I think it's something that adds up over time.
Yeah.
To eventually where it's like, okay, well, now you're doing something that I'm not okay with. And I have to discipline you over it. And then the kids are like, whoa, but you let me do all this stuff before.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough angle because... Whoa. It's tough because... No, it's okay. It's tough because... I always heard back in the day, that was the door. I always heard back in the day, like people always say, I want my kids to have everything that I didn't have, right?
Yeah.
And like, that's a nice thing to say, but like unintentionally, you start, maybe you kind of make them a little bit like, not useless, but you know what I mean? Like you're kind of missing that.
Useless.
Yeah, like you talk about that participation trophy, that's the same thing, right?
Dude.
Like,
Oh,
you kind of need.
I like those.
You kind of need like a little bit of failure.
Yeah, you need to know what failure feels like, because if you're always positive, and I guess that's their reasoning why they give participation trophies. Oh, we don't want to make them feel bad. Like, make them feel bad so
they already feel bad if they lost.
Exactly.
They won't want to lose again.
And now they have a trophy saying,
that's
you lost, but
here's a memento of how hard you failed.
Exactly. So it does work both ways, where some kids are, oh, well, I just participated, I still got a trophy, yay. Right. Or the other one where you said, like, oh, well, I lost and I'm getting reward for it. Like, why?
Yeah.
I feel so bad for myself.
Because you want to give your kids, I mean, it's nice to say you want to give your kids everything, but then you're like, well, I don't want to make them, like, spoiled either, so it's a tough balance.
Like you said, you have to be realistic. The world is not going to give them everything they want, because you can give them everything when you have them and you're taking care of them, but eventually you're not going to be there for them, so they're going to have to learn how to take care of themselves, and they're going to quickly realize, and life is going to punch them in the face with brass knuckles.
And if they're not ready for it, they're going to get knocked out.
They're going to get depressed.
They're going to get depressed, which is the topic.
No,
it's
but
nice how we keep coming around to the topic.
True. See how we keep coming back to it?
But yeah, I mean, it all starts at home for us personally, because we've just seen so many examples of parents who probably give the responsibility to other things like school or daycare, and it's like, no.
Yeah,
it's all you.
They learn things everywhere. Like they say, kids are sponges. But I think it's up to the parents to teach them how
to process
stuff.
Like the shopping cart thing.
Yeah, what is good, what is bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if we don't, then that's why like our world is becoming worse and worse, because we're just letting everybody else do the education for us, the teaching, the everything for us as parents.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we were talking about that last time with your cousin, because he wants to be a teacher, and they were saying they're telling him don't, because like if a kid is failing, they come to you and like, why is this kid failing? Like, it's not the teacher's doing everything the teacher's doing. It's up to the kid to learn and do what they're supposed to. Yeah. That's why I don't like how Texas has the whole law, like the no kid. Yeah, no child left behind.
But that was Bush's administration, right? I don't know.
Are we still doing that, though?
It was during when we were going through school that stuff happened. It started happening.
No child left behind. So like if they fail, they still get passed.
I don't. Yeah. No, it wasn't like that, but
pretty much.
I don't remember the policy exactly.
You failed, but you still get an A.
Well, a lot of it is.
Well, no, I think it's like they give them like lots of chances. Like they're like, okay, well, you didn't pass, but
like a lot of makeup work.
Yeah, like come and do this and stuff like that because you can't get left behind.
Your child is dumb. Just kidding. Imagine they said that to you. I'm like, oh, all right. Don't I know?
Yeah,
it?
like.
I'm just kidding.
And that's why we gotta teach our kids. Like somebody tells you you're dumb, you need to understand like what kind of person you are, and don't let others make you feel any kind of way.
Right.
Yeah, I think parents, if they get a call from school like, hey, your son did this to this kid, well, what did that kid do to him to make him do that?
Like, what's the whole story?
Yeah, we don't think our kid as being that devilish or that bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We think our kid is perfect.
Our angels.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a person. Yeah, he can do something.
Yeah, like because we've gotten calls from school from our son saying like, oh well, this kid punched him, and yeah, so this kid punched him, and we are like, okay, what did he do? What did he do to make that kid punch him? And yeah, we got the whole story. We're like, okay, well, if that scenario was in real life outside of school, then the kid who punched him would be right instead of him.
But in the school, it was like the kid shouldn't have punched him.
Which is right.
But we were like,
other adults around.
I had to understand.
You understand.
But he was like, hey, if this was real life, like, do you think he would be right or the kid? Mm-hmm. Like, obviously the kid because of what happened.
But, we got the parent eyes and we're like, our kid's perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard being a parent.
And I think that's what they felt when we went. Like, they're like, oh.
No. Because I guess that's how
the counselor was like, hey,
yeah.
like, no, like, we're not here to protect our kid. We're here to get the story of why this happened and what can we do to
prevent it from happening.
Because we don't know if it was his fault or the other kids. So we needed to know first before we could address it in our home.
It's tough, man.
You see, but I liked how you did that. You're like, okay, well, yeah, he got punched, but something initiated the punch. What happened?
Of course, if it was because of no reason, then okay, we'll be like, okay, what the heck? Get this kid out of the school.
Stop.
But there was a reason.
Please stop.
Where's this kid? I'm gonna punch him.
Yeah, we'll talk to the kid's parents. Like, hey, control your kid.
Or I'm gonna
like,
punch him.
Don't leave it up to the school. I'm gonna punch him.
You were not gonna
punch in the throat.
Punch in the throat. It's tough, man, because you don't want. I think it's the hardest part about being a parent is that everything that's going on, like you're still experiencing life. Like ultimately, we're all still learning. Mm-hmm. We're all still experiencing stuff. And so it's really hard that we have to put that teacher hat on for a second and be like, oh, okay, well, I don't really have everything 100% figured out, but here goes. You know what I'm saying? And like ultimately, we don't know what's gonna come out the other end.
And like you said, you asked us earlier, like does it come from what you believe or your morals or it does, like what it starts with what we believe in, your
values,
our values. So that's where it starts and that's where we take it from. So we don't believe in this, so then we start teaching on that. Like we don't believe in this, so that's how you need to start thinking and not doing stuff, so it starts from there.
And I want to say this right now because I think this is like a big key is that I completely respect that. I completely respect that you guys believe in something, right? I can respect that completely. Like, even if, I'm not gonna get like into like super negative stuff, but let's talk about positive. You guys always talk about being positive. You guys talk about being good parents, and the fact that you guys believe these things and you guys are trying to show your kids. I can 100% respect that, right? Mm-hmm. As opposed to you being somebody who's always like just kind of winging it, or like maybe, I don't know, you don't want to listen to advice, you don't want to let new information in. I can respect that completely. And I think as a society, we need to start doing that a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it now is like, well, I disagree with you, and I think you should change because I disagree. I don't like what you're saying. So even if you and I right now, we were disagreeing 100%, I can respect the fact that you're telling me to my face, this is what I believe in, and this is what I'm gonna be doing.
Get out of here.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You know, like if you say you don't like Whataburger, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
how dare you?
But here's the thing.
Get out of your house.
But here's the thing. Even if you told me you hated Whataburger, it was like the worst thing in the world, that's not gonna stop me from going and eating some and enjoying it. And why should it? It does. It shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's agreeing to disagree.
Thank you. We should just agree to disagree, even if we don't.
You should agree with it.
But if you don't agree,
but my way's right.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. I mean, you could do that in your back of your mind.
Yeah,
right.
And some people may call it brainwashing and whatever they want to call it, but kids are gonna get brainwashed wherever. You're gonna get brainwashed wherever. Yeah. Like when you go from a negative environment, you got brainwashed there, and once you go into a positive environment, those negative people are gonna tell you, oh, they're just brainwashing you.
Yeah,
they're just making you think these things.
Somebody always knows better, right?
Exactly. And like, yeah, you're getting brainwashed because now you were like full of crap, but now you're clean. You're Mr. Clean. Mm-hmm. Of course, they brainwashed you.
Bald.
And
you smell lemony fresh.
We've also learned that everybody has advice to give you. Everybody's gonna give you advice, like, oh, do this, do that, don't do this, don't teach them.
Especially when you're becoming a new parent.
Except in everything, everybody has advice to give you, but we've learned to take advice from people that are in life where we want to be. So if, let's say, those new parents or those, our grandparents or mom and dad, like, don't teach your kid to do that, or you should do this, and we don't feel like they're the parents that we want to be, then we don't take the advice. We just say, yeah, thanks, cool. But we just take advice from people that are in life where we want to be. And as parents, as a marriage, as whatever, it's just better for us.
Yeah.
Because imagine just taking all the advice.
Right. Well,
I mean, everyone likes to put their 2 cents in, like, for everything.
And they don't. Some people don't even take their own. So why
exactly.
would you
like
take
hypocrites?
like somebody who's been married 10 times telling you, like, this is how you make your marriage work. Like, no, dude.
Boy.
Which time?
Which time did you apply that?
You get married 11 times, and then the next time. It's a probability.
But it makes sense to that person in taking that advice because, like, we think, oh yeah, he had 10 marriages. He must know because he felt so much what a successful marriage takes. But in the end, he still failed at marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
While there's other people who had successful marriages that you can learn from.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't even know, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you have to be careful.
I don't even know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who you take?
That's why you have to be willing to have someone to check you.
And be wrong.
Yeah. Be willing to be wrong. I mean, that's how you learn. If you were not wrong, then
nothing would ever get done. If nobody was ever wrong, like
exactly.
there was nothing would be innovated. Nothing would ever be.
If everything was perfect, then we wouldn't have our beliefs in God. We would believe there's a universe higher than us. We would think we're the
bee's knees.
Exactly.
Well, life is trial and error. You just gotta try to see what works.
Yeah, nobody has it all together, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm always doubtful of somebody who comes up to me like that. Like, hey, you know what? I got it all figured out, man. Let me tell you. Because you don't know. And I'm like,
yeah, it's too good.
Something tells me that you don't know. You just think you know. Or you're good at talking about it like you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're depressed, you just you're fucked. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. No. Listen.
We're
talking about, listen, the biggest idea here. Listen, the biggest idea here that we need to take away is that I ultimately think that nobody has it 100% figured out.
No.
And I think the more you live, I think it just gets a little bit easier to handle all the unpredictable stuff. I think that's ultimately.
Oh my bad.
Whoa.
Like one great man said once, is that don't wish for life to be easier, wish you were better.
Did he say it once? Or did he say it a couple times?
A couple of times.
Oh, okay.
But he said it one time.
That one time I listened to it.
But it's true, like, wish for you to be better. Because if you're better, then you're going to be able to deal with whatever.
Yeah. I mean, experience, dude. I think experience is, like, a big way to experience.
Like
to get smarter, yeah.
Another great man said.
Oh. We got quotes on quotes over here.
Mistakes can help you grow. That doesn't mean you're friends.
That doesn't mean you're friends?
You're friends. Like, you're not friends with your mistakes.
Oh.
But they can help you grow.
I don't like that one. It's kind of silly. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I like it.
I like. There was one that you posted. What did you say? No. I think you said it. I think you said it on your podcast. A lot of stuff. I'm just kidding. No, you said. What did you say? It's like education.
Oh, that was in the previous one.
What did you say?
That
something like that.
Formal education. Can make you a living.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But self-education.
Yes.
Can make you a fortune.
Yes. I think, yeah.
But that's into our other
No, that wasn't even about depression. That was about education.
Yeah, it was about...
No, but it's true what you're saying, because, like I said, I think experience, it goes a long way. Because I think for me, whenever I want to see if something is, like, factual, or, like, if I really want to get into it, I look for evidence, right? And, like, all the evidence points to this, like, the more educated you are, like, the less ignorant you are, right? Like, I think your life is just richer.
Yeah.
You know, you go out there, you experience, you talk to people like we're doing right now. Talk to people that I don't agree with what he's saying, but let me talk to that person. Let me see where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. Sometimes even just a small smidgen of like their mentality can kind of like turn something and be like, oh snap, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah. Like right now when we were talking about the jar. I was talking about the jar with Melissa. I was getting mad because I didn't understand. I was like, oh, the bowl, sorry. The jar. I was like, but what about this? I'm like, oh, but I don't think that's what he meant, right? I don't know. I gotta wait till I ask him, and I couldn't wait to talk to you about it.
But
and
you put it into a really
as soon as
good
when
perspective.
you elaborated, and you're like, yeah, but what about? Did you think about this? And I'm like, nope. Damn, I'm gonna put that MySpace, dude. Like,
MySpace.
That's from Scary Movie. Remember Carrie Hart? Like, damn, I put that shit on this. That's how I felt, man. I was like, that's why I like talking to people. I love talking to people who don't think like me.
Yeah, well, it's because like as humans, we tend to end up having tunnel vision.
Dude,
we only see one thing. We don't see the whole picture. You know, and talking to people and doing that.
Yes.
You know, will give us more perspective. Will give us more clarity instead of just looking through a tunnel.
Yeah,
through a screen. Whoa. Boom.
And that's, you know, going back to depression. That's what you
I mean, if you have depression, you talk to people, man.
Talk to people, get that perspective.
Talk to somebody, right?
You're not seeing the whole picture.
I think that's a good step to take. If any mental issue, I mean, I know my anxiety was getting really bad until I talked to somebody, and they made me understand. Like, listen, Linda, listen. You have to, you come up with ways to like kind of check yourself before you break yourself, as they say. You know, evidence. Like I was telling you, that's one of the things my therapist always told me. Look for evidence of what you're feeling. And you guys could try this too. This is a really good method. Like if you're getting mad about something, you know, especially anger, because anger is just a reaction. You think about it, it's a reaction to another feeling. Like if your kid goes to the wall socket, right, and then they like try to like plug something in, and you get mad. You're like, no, that says so. But why are you doing that? What? It's fear. You're afraid that they're gonna get hurt. The same thing. So whenever I'm feeling like, okay, why am I feeling anxious? Because this happened. Okay, what's my evidence that this is the worst thing in the world? I have none. Okay, so I'm gonna calm down. That's how I do it. Yeah, and that's kind of a general way of doing it.
You go into the bowl in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if I'm thinking like, okay, what am I thinking right now? I'm thinking my wife's like really mad at me because I'm the worst husband ever because I forgot.
I was like, you better.
No. My wife thinks I'm the worst husband ever because I forgot to fold the laundry.
Yeah.
Like she thinks I'm the worst. She's gonna divorce me. And then my therapist was like, okay, well, where's your evidence that you're the worst husband ever? And I'm like, I forgot to fold the laundry. And what else?
That's it.
Okay, I don't have anything. Okay, what's evidence that you are a good husband? I'm like, okay, well, I try to fold the laundry, but I forgot. And I'm always like, asking, and I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm not the worst husband ever. No, it's just simple things like that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Question your own
feelings. Just find the evidence, dog.
Your own negative feelings.
Yeah. And you won't be depressed. Am I hot or am I the one that's hot?
No, I'm hot too.
Okay. It is because we're also like talking a lot. So
we're getting excited.
Right now we're doing Zumba as we're talking. You guys can't hear it. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add. Or
no.
You guys got plugs? You can plug it. Where can they go find you guys? Where can they go talk to you?
Donde sea.
In the street. I'll give out the address right now.
They can find us on, you can listen to our podcast wherever you want to listen to podcasts. Like the most popular ones are Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're on Anchor. We're on YouTube.
Sorry.
Social media, we have Instagram and Facebook, so you can follow that.
That's at Fire Lane Podcast?
Yeah, at Fire Lane Podcast.
Dope.
Yep.
Dope.
Just look for the little image that looks like a fire lane.
What you think of the
Signpost.
music?
It was surprising me because I didn't know what was going on. Because at first you guys were just like kind of like talking, and I'm like, that was a choice. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then he's like, cue the music, and then when it dropped, I was like, whoa, what is going on here?
I think it was genius.
No,
I
it's
was
good.
like, whoa.
You made that?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah,
Respect, my friend.
Well, if you guys want to hear it, you guys can go check
Nah,
it
just
out.
kidding. Yeah, if you guys
check
wanna
it
listen.
out. It's
Well, you guys
pretty
started
awesome.
it on the Travel Diaries, right? That's the
Yeah.
one. That was the first one you guys did with that.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I would say, I think it goes on just a tad bit too long. That's all. The only thing is like, okay, once the video started, how dare you?
It's because we were dancing while he was. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it definitely gets you like pumped up. You're like, whoa, oh yeah, here we go. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was our mentors. Like, you guys need to make some music. I was like, he makes music all the time.
Is that how you did it too with your arm?
She got that little wing going.
She was like, yeah, my husband fly.
You know, no one can see us,
no.
right? We're describing it.
I'm describing. She's doing like this kind of weird like wing thing. Where she like tucks in her elbow and she's pointing.
And like perks up her.
She kind of looks like she's
fingers.
trying to surf.
I always catch myself when we're doing our podcast and we do
hand gestures. Yeah.
Like,
Nah, I do it.
well,
Because
no one
it's
can
really
see
hard.
That's how we
yeah.
talk.
It's really hard not to talk with that.
We're
hand
Latino,
gestures.
man. We talk with our hands.
Yeah.
Could you imagine you're just
Like Beto O'Rourke.
you would?
No.
Is that how he's doing it? He's doing like some flappy.
Yeah,
arm
yeah.
moves.
It's in his Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah. He like
He's like,
copies them.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like what are those called?
The
Wacky wavy
Yeah.
inflatable arm
There you
flinging
go.
tube, man.
I know that reference.
That's a family. You're what? I always say we're going like you're what the Mexicans call El Terrible. That's Cleveland. Okay, that's enough. Sorry about that.
But
guys.
thanks so much for
No. Hey,
inviting us.
keep
again.
up the good work, guys. Please. I love listening to you guys' podcast because it stirs something in you. No matter what you know, doesn't matter what you're talking about. Even if it's a completely different point of view, I think it's important to listen to stuff that, even if it kind of trigger you a little bit, because depression is a triggering subject. I mean, I was triggered when I was talking to it because I wasn't in the conversation, and I think that's what people need to understand. Even if you're not part of the conversation, it's okay to listen to other people talk about something completely offensive, and I think it's okay.
When are you gonna release this soon or?
No questions. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it up next week. So you guys should be listening to this either Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Of the what is it today? Yeah, so the 20th or the 21st.
All right. Well,
Cool.
just to plug our second Fire Talk.
Oh yeah, plug it.
Yeah, we are gonna release it.
Oh, nobody knows. So.
I saw you guys' Instagram post.
Yeah.
But nobody knows what it's about.
But we need to get a picture, by the way, so I can put it as
No pictures. But yeah, our second Fire Talk will be up by the time that you release this one. So
sweet.
Look forward to it. Well
What's it about?
Oh,
is it
find
mystery?
out.
Oh, stay tuned.
You'll find out.
Yeah, it's gonna stir something in you for sure.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's why it's a fire talk.
And I will link.
It's very much a very sensitive subject.
Okay.
And it's also the most emotional podcast we ever recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna feel the emotions.
That's cool.
Yeah. So,
In a
but
good
thanks a lot,
No.
guys. This was pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Sweet. And I will put you guys in the description so you guys can go check Fire Lane. Just go right down. Well, if it's on YouTube, I don't think you could do links on like Podbean.
No.
But yeah, by the way, we can't get on that iTunes game because they keep rejecting us.
Really?
We really are a reject bean soup. No one wants us.
See, it's
And
what you attract.
Yeah, and I paid for the year too. So.
Oh, you paid for it? Thanks.
Podbean, please don't kick us off. I love your program. I love your.
You're talking crap about Podbean. Where you posted your podcast.
Speaking of Podbean, you guys can check us out on Podbean at Reject Bean Soup, and also on the YouTube channel and Instagram, Reject Bean Soup, and Panico Hispanico is my Snapchat. But all those links are in the description. So thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
I don't know why.
Shake
Get that thing out of my face.
So awkward.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Bye.
Peace out.
You like
Bye.
extended.